All right, so under the child disability system, step one is deeming, which I smudged up when I was writing the pen, but bottom line is it's deeming. Deeming is essentially the process by which the SSA will look at the parents and they'll see how much the parents are earning. If the parents are earning, over a certain amount, you have to look it up for, per what year it is. Then what that equates to is the child is not a poverty-based child. And remember that SSI program is a poverty-based program. Now, here's the most important thing you can remember about all this stuff, okay? And this is important. What type of program can a child, somebody under 18, apply for? A child under 18 can apply for, a child under 18 can apply for SSI. A child under 18 cannot apply for SSDI because they haven't been working and earning enough quarters of coverage. They're just not going to have it. So what that equates to is a situation where, basically a child is always going to be applied for an SSI claim, which is supplemental security income, not Social Security disability insurance. So what does that mean? We're stuck with SSI, which means we're stuck with that poverty-based program. Because remember, SSI is Element 1 poverty, Element 2 severely disabled. SSDI is your insurance program. Element 1, are you insured? Element 2, were you severely disabled during that insured period? So since we're stuck with, for children, an SSI program, because they're not making money and paying money in to get the insurance quarters of coverage, then what we're stuck with is deeming. We know the child is poor. We know the child doesn't have money because the child's not working. So we can't say, oh, child's poor because he's not working, therefore, boom, meets Element 1. No, because it doesn't tell us anything. Because we know, in America, children really don't work. They should work. We should have kids learning how to do industry way earlier. But I don't know. We have a lot of snowflakers, and these snowflakes, and they just video games rot their brain out and yada yada. And don't get me wrong, I like video games too. But I mean, it's gotten to the worst problem when it comes to an addiction. It's probably overweight people, then directly followed by video games, because coke, crack, all those things are way down the line compared to those two. Okay, so deeming, they ask, are the parents making money? Do they have money coming in? If they're making over a certain amount, then the child can't get SSI because, the child's not living in a poverty-based family. And if that's so, then the parents should be expected to pay for the child's health insurance to go ahead and have the child get medical visitation, with doctors and things like that. So this is where basically Element 1 is all about, okay, does the kid come from a poor family? All right. Element 2, same gig as before, 12 months. The child essentially has to have a severe disability that's going to last 12 months. So that's what it is, the 12-month requirement. Element 3, listing. So basically, what is a listing situation for this? Well, pretty similar to the adult. They just added an additional category which includes growth impairments, but basically they have their own listings, own weight categories and height categories for different things that they might potentially have. But it's the same sort of gig. There's pre-designed disabilities that are part of a big list. They're called listings, and we see if they're basically disabled based upon that. Now you notice there's no element 4 or 5, and the reason for that is that children aren't really expected to be working at that point, so we're not going to see what their past 15 years of work actually is, because it's not going to be substantial. It's not going to be like they did that much. Sure, they may have had a popcorn sales job at the local movie theater or stock boy somewhere, or some basic administrative function of pulling forms or whatever, but in reality they're not going to be doing much analysis. That's the truth of it, or analysis based jobs. All right, so element 4 and 5 are gone. The entire sequence for the elements for a disabled child, very simple. Element 1, 2, and 3. Element 1, deeming, are the parents making too much? Element 2, is the disability going to last 12 months? Element 3 has to do with whether or not they meet, equal, or exceed a listing. Okay, if they're not, if the parents aren't making too much, the disability will last 12 months, and they meet, equal, or exceed a listing, then in that situation, they will be found disabled as a child claim, which is, of course, a day before 18 in the eyes of the SSA. All right. My name is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. I will catch up with you a little bit later at the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.